Hello, sports fans out there. If you like to make bets, and who doesn't? I discovered recently that there was $56 billion bet on college and pro football last year. It's a small sum, right? 56 billion.
That's pocket change.
So we are here, the Sports Executioner Football Handicapping Show, to talk about betting on football, college and pro. I'm here with my associates, my professional partners. On my far left, Magic Mike, and in the middle is Sassy Sarah, and I am Jerky Man. Today's show, and I know you want to think, oh, okay, let's turn this thing off. Do not turn the show off, because we are going to rock and roll. We're going to do some college football, guys, folks. By the way, a week from Saturday, we go live in college football. We're going to talk about the rap sheet. What's the rap sheet? Well, we're going to introduce the rap sheet. It's a new segment on our show, which we're going to have every week. Which NFL players are in jail or about to go to jail or are hurting someone?
Time out.
Yeah, and may be off a team. We call it the rap sheet. We're going to have a Brawl report, which is a new segment being introduced by Sassy Sarah, and you would expect that. She's married like me, so she knows about brawls.
All the brawls.
And college football report, The Edge, which gives you one tip a week on how to make bets. See, we are transparent. We help you make money. We're going to teach you our methods. And then we're going to talk about the weather and some preseason games that are kind of interesting to look at. I want to caution all of you. Preseason is preseason. You can be going along, winning the game, 20-10. They change all the players out in the fourth quarter, and the other team wins 30-20.
Blowout. Yeah.
It just happens. So just be aware of any preseason discussions we have. It's preseason because they're changing players in and out. By the way, the three of us have something in common today. We've all had a drink before we started the show. In fact, a couple of us had 2 drinks. So the show may seem a little more looser, but we're a very tight team. Okay, I just want you to know that. Okay, I'm going to kick this thing off with a couple things about college football because I am excited. All I'm hearing on ESPN, on Fox Sports, on CBS, on VSiN, on NBC News, on ABC, on Fox Sports is college football is starting a week from Saturday. And why is that important? Because for 2 weeks, we're going to have college football that counts before the big folks roll in, which is the NFL. Okay, so we're going to have 2 weeks of live college football games you can bet on and make money before the NFL starts. So do not go to sleep on this show. And by the way, talking about going to sleep, don't do it. The Sports Executioner, we're going to give you folks a break. We've had a tremendous response this season in our program. In fact, our website blew up and we weren't able to take a lot of subscriptions. We apologize to all of you out there for that. Mm-hmm. We're going to introduce something today, which you've never done before, but we're going to do it. For the next, until October 1st, you can get all of our picks on the Sports Executioner, not for $149 a week, which is our normal weekly price, but for $99. Okay, did you hear me? $99. You pay us $99. We're going to put 8 picks in your inbox every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Sometimes maybe closer to 3 p.m. Because if we like a Friday night game, we're going to put it in at 3 p.m. And you're going to have 4 pro games and 4 college games every week for $99. Okay, this is a deal.
Smoking hot.
Yes. And then our whole season package, which would end up being, if you add it in, it's 18 weeks, would be about $2,000. It's only going to be $999 till October 1. So it's a deal. Go to sportsexecutioner.com and subscribe. So let me just mention a couple things. So we're going to kick off the college football season on August 29th, 2029. First game I've been talking about. It's an awesome game. It's North Carolina Tar Heels against the TCU Horned Frogs. And that game is going to be played in Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, cool.
Dublin, Ireland at 9 a.m. So the whole world, not just the United States,
right?
All of Europe, probably a few people from Southeast Asia are going to tune in.
Mhm.
Maybe some people from Japan. Maybe some people from Australia. If you like football, this is it. This game's being broadcast around the world at 9 a.m. North Carolina and TCU Horned Frogs. So I'm going to tell you, we're not releasing this game, but North Carolina this year, out of 17 teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference, I have them ranked 12th out of 17. They won 4 games last year. They are playing a TCU Horned Frog games that won nine games last year, and they are playing at home. Technically, they're not at home, but they're called the
Their
home
home field,
team in
yeah.
Dublin. I don't. Maybe they have some relatives there, so that's why they're
Maybe
the
they
home
paid
team.
someone off. Who knows?
Yeah, that's it. The line has moved TCU -6.5 to 7.5. TCU may be one of the better teams in the country. They're a sleeper team. We're not releasing this game yet because you have to pay for our subscription, but we're interested in that game. Okay, with that, we're going to go right over to Magic Mike, who's going to introduce a segment we're going to have every week. We call the Rap Sheet. By the way, as we were investigating, I'm sad to say, if you go back to 2000 and look at how many NFL players have been arrested, prosecuted for domestic violence, for robbery, for drugs,
You name it.
or even for murder, for God's sakes. There's pages and pages. In fact, we found 56 pages worth of
Just in the
players.
last 26 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, so we have a lot of data that we can pull from.
Sure.
Yeah, we do. We can talk about that. It's
And
double day.
it affects teams. When one of your players, one of your fellow players is in jail, domestic violence seems to be way up there. We should actually do a study on that. So which
Leave that to
category
to
are
the
they
pros.
most? There's probably DUI and domestic
violence,
violence are the top two, and that kind of hits across America anyway, right?
Yeah.
I've never done domestic violence, but I have been involved with driving awkwardly with
You're
drinks.
supposed to admit that.
And I did have a DUI once. So I'm admitting that to my fans out there. Those of you who've had DUIs, you can relate. Okay. Okay, Magic Mike, let's talk about the rap sheet. What do you got for us?
All right, folks and ladies, welcome to the show. Wherever you may be watching, thank you very much. Where you give insights, not noise. And NFL's upon us, September 9th. We got the Pats at the Seahawks, lines at -3.5, so that's going to be a great game. But why are we here? Why are we here? Because we make money, guys. We make money. Do you know 2 years ago we took $400 and made it into $38,600?
Who does that?
Just let that, 3,409% rate of return. Pretty good.
Well,
right?
we started with
Could be them.
1,500. We ran it down to 400, and then we said on a Monday night game, screw it, let's just double up. And then away we went.
Away we went. Yep. So
Very
you can
cool.
check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, Facebook, and I'm on X at Magic Mike SC. So let's get into it. The Rap Sheet, a new segment we're talking about. And what we're going to talk about is who got suspended last week, right? We will talk about who's in jail, right? He mentioned DUIs. Dan Marino got a DUI about 30 years ago, and then he hired a person he actually bought a limousine and hired someone to drive it. So that was kind of the responsible thing.
Well,
so if you're out there doing
got the
that,
money for it.
stop.
Might as
So
well.
yeah, but let's look at this. We're going to look at the rap sheet and how it impacts when players get suspended, how it impacts their team. And one of those teams is going to be the 49ers and the Rams, in particular the Rams. We'll talk about that. But yeah, we had 6 players suspended. The most notable was what we'll talk about Brock here in a minute. She's got a segment on the Brawl report, which is very interesting. James Pierce Jr., 8-game suspension, right? Brock is already suspended for 6 games.
Is he with the 49ers?
No, he's with Atlanta.
Okay, well, please mention that.
Yeah, with Atlanta. So he got, Brock's with the Saints, and then James Pierce Jr. is with Atlanta.
Okay.
So he got suspended for 8 games. Apparently he was mad because his girlfriend stole some money from his house and only she knew where it was. So he chased her in his SUV at high speeds and he rammed her and she crashed. The police showed up. He hits the police officer. He flees the scene, evades police, and now he's facing 3 felony counts. Now,
That seems like multiple charges.
it was three felonies
100%.
plus
3 charges.
a number of other ones.
So
obstructing
what?
office.
He could have just stopped with the one,
As he fled, he ran into a police officer, literally hit him. Then he fled the scene. Then he gets arrested. Now, listen, folks, Falcons were 8-9 last year.
And he fled the scene. They couldn't catch him because he's an
They
NFL
They
player.
eventually got him.
Because he's
got one on
fast.
them.
He's fast.
He's fast.
He can run.
Well, he's D-line. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
He's not
Oh,
last
he's
fast.
year,
D-line. Okay, so he's not that fast. He's a big guy.
and
Yeah.
he's a rookie.
Cops are slacking.
And he led the team in with 10.5 sacks last year. So
Oh,
tell me
boy.
how that impacts
Oh,
the
boy.
Falcons,
It
right?
does.
Yeah.
So they're already in kind of in a.
And it's also the morale. The Falcon team.
Oh, yeah.
One of their own is, in jail or
Yeah.
soon to be in jail, maybe.
So not on
Should
this
be if
list,
they're
right?
felons.
There's 6 players, right? So we got James Pierce Jr., Fedarian Mathis from Buffalo, Z Johnson, Tennessee, Dorrance Armstrong, Washington, Cam Taylor Britt from Indiana, and then of course we have Brock, who we'll talk about here in a minute.
So these are 6 players affected this season.
Yeah.
Yes.
The first
This-
games of the season.
And it's Brock
First
Brecksteiner,
game.
not Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only Brock that people really care about is Purdy, I feel like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Brecksteiner.
Listen,
2 players for the Rams, right? So we've got left tackle Alric Jackson, right? Now he scratched a pregnant woman, and she got mad, and he got mad back. So that was the crime. Okay, so I don't
Okay.
think he's getting suspended.
scratched her.
Scratched the arm, and let
I've
him
scratched lots of women's arms. I've never gone to jail for that. I mean,
Also
need to
on
know
is
the
that
How
a
does the
crime?
ledger remember?
well, she filed a civil suit, and then she
She
dropped
would?
it. She dropped it. So the NFL probably won't suspend him. So you're probably
Yeah.
this
okay.
could cost me money if I just do this to her.
Well,
I
it was
could
a
get.
little,
I could
little
get.
rough. He's a
Don't
big guy.
drop one.
Okay, she's going to sue me.
Okay, so
Again.
then the most notable, not on the list yet, but probably most likely will be Puka Nacua, right?
Oh, boy, Puka.
For the Rams. So
Ooh.
they lost to the Seahawks in the NFC Championship, right? So on New Year's
Yeah.
Eve this year, he bit a woman and said anti-Semitic comments
Biting.
to her on the neck, and so she has filed a suit.
Was it a love bite?
And no, it was just a gal. No, it was a racial thing.
Everybody, yeah.
He didn't like what she was saying, so he called her a
If
racial
it's a
slur.
love bite, it's on
And
the
then
shoulder.
bit her on the
Bit her
neck.
on the neck, yeah. So
That's the shoulder.
That's really hard to imagine.
was it? Oh, shoulder, yeah, shoulder. Sorry. So anyway, so how does that impact
Jeez.
the team, right? There's no one else in free agency.
Yeah.
They can't replace Puka.
No.
He's their best weapon on offense, a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So then I
Puka's
look at
killing it.
the Rams to win the Super Bowl, which they're not, guys. I already know this. I can tell you that.
Oh,
with,
do you
with some
disagree,
certainty.
Robert?
I have my Bible
They're
here.
not. They're
I
not.
showed you my Bible last week. I can tell you who's going to make it out of every division with certainty, right? So we'll talk
Okay.
about
Not
that
for
later.
free.
But Puka gets suspended, right? It's going to be game 1 of the NFL, right? They're playing in Australia, okay? They're plus
So
5.
you suspend it for one game.
It's most likely going to be one game, one game, yeah.
Depending on
So
how
then
this goes.
everyone's trying to say the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. How does this impact them? You have Myles Garrett, right? He's hurt right now. Puka's hurt as well. Net rest differential -6, so they have 6 less days of rest, preparation, recovery, et cetera, against the teams they're going to face. They have the 4th hardest schedule, and they play the Niners in Australia. They're at home against the Giants. Then they play the Broncos at Philly, then they're against the Bills. So I can see this impacting them to the tune of, say, 1 win, 4 losses to start the season, right?
Yeah.
Then they get a break for week 6 through 10. So anyways, that's how it impacts. In that game 1, if you look at the Niners, they're leaving on the 2nd to Australia. The game's being played on the 10th.
That was an excellent report Magic Mike gave on the wrap sheet, which we are going to use every week from now until the Super Bowl. Any
Mhm.
team that has a player that's affecting their roster, and it could be a second stringer.
Yeah.
Because as Michael will tell you, within a 53-man squad, if one of your brothers is in jail or is having a problem, maybe their wife is sick, maybe they're having a health issue with their father, or one of their players is actually under investigation for something,
Yeah.
it affects the whole team.
Mhm.
Yes.
And that's what, and listen, nobody out there is doing this. No,
Yeah.
listen, you can go ESPN, you can go to NFL Network, you can go to CBS Sports, ABC, NBC. No one is doing the rap sheet. We, the sports executioner handicapping team, is going to give you the rap sheet every
And it
single
happens
week
all
through
the
the season.
time. These things happen all the
exactly.
time.
And segue into that is another new segment, which may not be every week, but we have one this week. Very exciting. We're going to call it the Brawl Report, reported by our beautiful associate here, Sassy Sarah.
All right. Yes, it's been all over the internet. So Saints and Cowboys had a little practice, scrimmage, whatever you want to call it, and stuff went down. So it started off with the Cowboys cornerback, Kalen Carson, who started by punching one of the wide receivers on the Saints, which is Brock Rechsteiner.
He punched him. They get through the helmet, or is it just punch the helmet?
Well, no, because his helmet was like a tear off and
Oh, okay. So he got a
which
good. He
will
got
be
a good
shown.
punch in. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And then from there, everything went down.
Okay.
So helmets are being thrown, being shoved, and everything. Rechsteiner, he's now brawling with someone else, which is Jalen Thompson. Rechsteiner suplexes Jalen Thompson, and if you don't know what a suplex is,
I
right
was
there.
going to ask you what a suplex was.
You pick the guy up and you throw him down.
Oh, suplex. Okay.
So you know where that's
Yeah.
usually used?
Yeah.
WWE.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is why Rechsteiner is the son of WWE legend Scott Rechsteiner.
Beautiful.
So really just using the skills of his daddy, I guess. So then more brawling, more stuff going down. Cowboys linebacker, never know how to pronounce his name. He's number 6. He punches another Saints player. Don't know who he is. He gets ejected. No one else gets ejected but this guy.
Okay.
And it's his second ejection during practice.
Okay.
So Carson actually makes contact
Okay.
with someone and doesn't get ejected.
That's
Rechsteiner suplexes
that's
someone,
a
doesn't
little-
get ejected.
That's a little awkward. They should have both got ejected.
Anyone who was involved, throwing helmets, punching, like
yeah.
not. I mean, the Donovan. I think it's Azuruku. He's been in a lot of trouble.
You know, I know that the Chargers and 49ers, which we didn't report on the Brawl report, they got in a skirmish too. They were practicing this week.
Yeah.
This is a common thing. You got teams fired up. You got. Listen, remember you start preseason, and you got 99 players, and you got to whittle them down to 53.
Yeah.
So you
can keep these guys around, or are you
you
gonna?
got 46 players that are trying to
troublemakers?
make the team. So how do they make the team? They
Yeah.
want to get aggressive. They don't care. They're going to fire out.
Yeah. Well, this was just a
Gonna
scrimmage.
have-
This doesn't even
Yeah.
use this for it. And then
That's it.
Max Crosby and Kirk Cousins get into it during their practice.
Okay.
Like,
Well, Max. Okay. Cool.
so a lot of things to just kind of pay attention to, because if it's already meshing between teams, it's
And
definitely going to
those
affect
teams
it.
end up playing each other usually during that week.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that was a great Brawl report.
Good job.
Sassy Sarah, she's going to bring it every week. I love that. Good job. So we got another game
Always.
on August 29th, Saturday, a week from this Saturday. Everybody keep in mind, you want to be a subscriber by next Thursday, because we're going to release 2 to 3 games on that weekend.
Yeah.
And you've got to be a subscriber to get these games. We want to make you money first week in college football. You got NC State Wolfpack playing the Virginia Cavaliers. Now, there's a little stat from last year. NC State was 8-5. Pretty good season.
Mhm.
Okay. They're playing Virginia, who was 11-3, had a much better season. Here's the interesting stat. NC State Wolfpack won 1 game away. They lost 4. They're 1-4. And then the Virginia Cavaliers were 6-2 at home. So that's a lean. That line is -3. Okay, with that, we're going to go back to Magic Mike. He's got a tip on how to make money betting NFL and college football from the edge.
The edge, yes. So looking at a strategy that I like to look at, just looking at the pros versus the Joes, right? So the sharps, the professional bettors, how they're betting, line movement, and then what is the public doing, right? So one strategy is just betting against the public and betting with the house. So I do think one game was very interesting though, and just in the last 24 hours, right, guys?
Right.
So Carolina at the Jags, right? And they're playing. It would be on right now. It starts at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time on Friday. So the line moved 4 points in one day based on Bryce Young's performance in practice.
Wow.
Is that
4
crazy?
points.
4
Yeah.
points, right? Yesterday, 83% of the professional market was betting Jacksonville -2.5.
Yeah.
Today, it's 70% betting the Carolina Panthers -1.5. So it went
Whoa.
from +2.5 to -1.5.
Because of his practice.
Just because of the practice. So,
Well, he has
so
someone
that
to throw
tells me
to now.
the pros know something. They're out there looking.
They know a little bit, yeah.
So on the edge, so if you look at the strategy, so I like looking at this game, Green Bay Packers at Denver, right? 58% of the public is taking Green Bay. They're currently at +6. 88% of the sharps are taking Denver at home -6, right? And so when you see a line like that, yesterday was 90%. So you see lines like that, right, Jerry?
And the line moves from -4.5 Denver to -6, huh? Yeah, it opened -6.
Yeah, exactly,
4.5.
exactly. Yeah, now it's down to 6. So that tells me something's been leaked. There's no hidden strategy here.
Right.
But Adam Scheffler, news reporters, the the coach's intentions on playing Bo Nix. Is he going to play him a little bit more, et cetera, right?
Mm,
So the contrarian play is just on that situation where I really don't know as much as I need to, but I do know the market. The pros are throwing a lot of
right.
money at Denver.
What's
So another game on August 29th is Hawaii Rainbow Warriors playing Stanford Cardinals at 4 p.m. So last year, the Rainbow Warriors had a tremendous season. They were 9-4. We, as the sports execution, made a lot of money betting the Rainbow Warriors last year.
Mm.
There was one game in which we had them for the game. They were down 21-0 in the first half. They won the game outright, and
Yeah.
we had them all the way. And we were bleeding red in the first half. But the Rainbow Warriors came back and won that game.
Yeah.
So they
just
were
so we know.
9-4, and they were 2-3 away. Okay. Now, Stanford, God bless them. This was a team that was a mighty team.
Mm,
I have them out of 17 teams in the Atlantic Coast Conference. I have them ranked 16th.
oof.
They were 4-8
Incredible.
last year. They're not a very good team. They're favored by 3 in this opening game. And I don't think Stanford can beat anybody. But I'm just going to tell you, I'm not saying it's a release, but I don't like the game. Okay, with that, believe it or not, it's August 19th, 2026. We actually have some weather issues that are going to affect some of these preseason games this weekend. And we're going to go back to Sassy Sarah, and she has some stuff on the weather. And then we're going to do a wrap up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just a couple of things. I mean, mostly just in the East Coast, it's thunderstorms and rain
Yeah.
all over. Obviously, it doesn't affect every game. If they're dome stadiums, which quite a few are, so that you can control the climate, doesn't really matter. I think mostly the ones in Miami are huge
Yes.
because the humidity is going insane.
Yes.
Now everyone knows how to play in the humidity. I can barely breathe in humidity. I'm from desert, so I know all about that. So
And the
these
temperature is
guys,
100 degrees today in Miami. I heard
Yeah.
this today. And I was in Florida last week.
it
And
was raining then too, wasn't it?
it rains and it's humid and it's hot. The benefit is if you're walking outside, you don't even know if you have your clothes on because you're wearing clothes because you have water all over you. And I go, oh
Yeah.
my God, I got to go back in and get some shorts on.
Yeah.
Okay, that can happen
And
to you in
Yeah.
Florida.
Well, in your lung capacity, it just really affects, obviously when these guys are running, I mean, they should be, a lot of the teams that they're playing against, like Giants and Dolphins, they're from the East Coast. New York's weather has been crazy, so hopefully they're a little used to the humidity.
So
but
we do have a game
yeah,
in Miami, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah,
this week.
Giants in Miami.
And can't win.
So heavy rain, that is on Saturday,
Okay, yeah.
4 p.m. their time.
Okay, yep. The Giants are favored by 1.5 at Miami at 1 p.m. Keep that in mind.
Mhm.
Are
Yeah.
the Giants used to playing in 112% humidity and 100-degree temperature? No. Is Miami used to playing in that? They're from Miami.
Yeah,
Okay.
but are they a good
So-
team,
so
just in
what-
general? So
Also, you got the Jags. So the over
Oh, yeah.
under was
Panthers and
41
Jags.
and a half, right? And there's going to be rain.
yeah,
And
Yep.
typically in the preseason, lower scoring games, right?
yeah,
So the over unders moved to 38 and a half.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh, so
saying
it's
that
moved
in
down.
Yep.
Jacksonville, that it's gonna be thunderstorms and very high humidity up
This is-
until kickoff.
This is preseason touches. We're giving
Yeah.
you preseason touches. We're not recommending, but
But
it's preseason
If you're paying
touches.
attention to preseason, might as well see how they play in this weather, because it's just gonna get colder. It's just gonna get, kind of more muggy, whatever. So
That's awesome.
know how they
Okay.
play.
So listen, we're coming to the end of our show this week. I do have one other little college game to touch base on, and then we're going to wrap up. But we have on Saturday, August 29th, another interesting game. We got the Memphis Tigers playing the UNLV Rebels. Okay. The interesting thing about this game, we got 2 different conferences. Okay. So the Memphis Tigers were 8-5 last year, 4-2 on the road, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
UNLV Rebels, and do we know something about them? Oh yeah, they play in our state.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Since we're being broadcast live from the state of Nevada, the #1 sports betting place in the world, and they were 10-4 last year. They were a terrific team. We made a lot of money on them last year. They're 5-1 at home in Allegiant Stadium. That's a 7 p.m. game, and you can bet UNLV is favored by 3.5. The fans are coming out for this game. People are starving for football
Yeah.
in Las Vegas. It's become a huge sports hub.
UNLV goes hard.
Yeah, it's a big,
fans do.
huge. So we're not giving any releases this week, but these are some interesting things.
Something to
Okay.
look out for.
So let's come back. Okay. Sports Executioner. We do this show to give you little insights, little tips, little ideas, what to do with your betting. Don't just use this. Go to our website, sportsexecutioner.com, click on our site. Just try us out. Try us out week 1. We're
Yeah.
fine with it. $99 for the week.
Doesn't have to be a commitment, right?
Can't beat that. And then you'll do it every week after because you're going to win. We win 90% of the time on a weekly basis. We will have a week we will lose money. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
Don't lose faith. Come back the next week, okay? When we lose money in a week, what happens? We get pissed off and we do better the following week, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, this is Magic Mike, Sassy Sarah, Jergy Man. We're the Sports Executioner Football Handicapping Show. We appreciate your time and your energy, and we look forward to having you become partners and subscribers for our program. Thank you very much.